He's been a legend. And
Yeah.
this brings me right into our next segment, Coffin Corner, our weekly special teams analysis from punter Tom Troth in Division Two. Now, I wanted to shout out the one highlight of Denver's season thus far. Jeremy Crawshaw has 9 punts inside the 20, which is most in the NFL. And I just wanted to know, since I've never been a punter myself, how hard is it to aim for the coffin corner and get these balls to land inside the 20-yard line?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly hard, but I think Crawshaw does a great job. I know he played for the Gators in college, and I think he does the drop punt style of punts, which is end over end. So that gives it the ability to bounce more favorably and more predictably as well for the gunners running down. So then they can cover the ball. If you're hitting a spiral, like we see in the NFL, it can bounce back this way, that way, and that's when you see, gunners might miss the ball and it rolls through for a touchback. But I know we work at practice a lot, and obviously NFL teams as well on the down at punts, which is, we drop an end over end punt inside the 10 or 5 yard line, and then the gunners are down there to cover it. So I think it's the whole like punt unit as well. It's like if you're watching a field goal unit, and it comes through and gets blocked, it's not always going to be on the kicker or punter. So I think the 9 inside the 20 is a big credit to the special teams group as well, because even watching the games, just even if you're not that invested in special teams, like you can see when a great effort is made, a great ball's kicked down the field, and the gunners are running down to cover it, how valuable it is and how much it helps a team as well. Like it's invaluable the amount of momentum that gives you, I think, on the sideline.
Now, with the Gunners, what is the coaches like? If you know this, I don't know if you're too in depth with this, but for the Gunners, do they try to get the fastest guy, or do they try to who do they try to get for those positions?
Yeah, so I mean, it'll be the fastest guy that's also got brains as well, because you need to have the football IQ to know kind of where anticipate where the ball's going to bounce, how it's going to bounce as well, and your job's basically just sprint down to the 1 yard line and then look back for the ball. So then it can't possibly get through for a touchback because watching the games as well, you see how much of a difference. Well, I'm not sure with the punt what the touchback yardage is. I think it's still 25 in the NFL, or they may have changed it to 30, but believe it's 25. But you see how much of a difference that makes. Even if you can get it at the 8 or 7 yard line, doesn't have to be the one, but that makes all the difference. Then, um, you know, allowing the team to just have 75 yards to the end zone opposed to 90 plus.
In my 20 years of attending football games, my first football game was an Arizona Purdue game when I was 3. I don't remember it, but in my 20 years of watching football, what I've noticed the most, probably especially in the past couple of years, is the field position. It's such a inches, it's a game by inches. The field
Mm.
position of downing it at the even in the 10 is huge. Because those touchbacks, yeah, they might not seem like they matter, but if you're able to nail an opponent inside the 10 and then they have to punt it after a couple of plays, you can get it at the midfield. So definitely field position I think is something that is a little bit underrated for just general viewers of watching.
Yeah, I think it's become more relevant now because people see with the kickoff zones as well. People see, it's a lot more relevant because, this year I've noticed there's been a lot of kicks out of bounds or outside the zone and they're penalised potentially. I believe it's to the 40 yard line still for an out of bounds kick. But that is huge. Like that's a, 3 or 7 point swing because, you're virtually in field goal range almost with the kickers these days. So
Is there anything while you're watching special teams that just frustrates you? Like when you see a myth, like when a punter gets blocked, does that piss you off? Like what's something that really gets under your skin?
that's annoying, but I think it's always great effort on the return team. The only thing that really gets to me is a gunner running down for the ball and just missing it, and it goes through for the touchback because obviously that really hurts the punter's net average. So that's probably the only pet peeve. Other than that, love some good special teams plays like blocked kicks, blocked punts. Ironically, I'm all for it, and it changes the swing of the game. Like the momentum that it allows your team to gain is just invaluable.